Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. I am really thrilled to get to introduce my friend Linda Stucbartova. She and I have got to know each other over the last year while planning this VPAC 2021 program. And our hope and our dream was to be able to have this in person in Prague. Due to COVID-19, it wasn't possible to safely do so. So we are virtual this year. And our hope is that we'll get to partner with Linda as soon as able to get to do something in Prague with her. So we've got to know each other over the last year. She has done a ton of work to really bring empowerment to women. And she believes in the motto, be the change you want to see. And she lives the principle to the fullest. She's an entrepreneur and the founder of Diversio. She has done immeasurable work to create opportunities for women, particularly women who are entrepreneurs and in tech. Along with everything else she does, she's currently establishing an ESD chapter in the Czech Republic where she's based. She was able to get training in August, and we are so excited to have her as part of the ESD community, but also just want to honor her for her work in women's leadership. So thank you so much for being with us, Linda.
It's absolute an honor and privilege to be here with all of you. And thanks for having me. And thanks to Molly for her great speech, because she was talking about ESD Global vision and mission. And my story will be how I implemented ESD idea on the ground. So, as you mentioned, I've been engaged in women entrepreneurship and empowerment for more than 2 decades. I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, I'm an entrepreneur. My career started at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I had experience in startup world as well as in big corporations. I also write articles and interviews, and I also love to speak at events. And on top of that, I am a mother of a daughter and a son, both teenagers. And when I was looking for some empowerment self-defense scheme, I had in mind that I really want a solution that's applicable to both genders. Currently, I sit on board of Charles University and on Czech-Israeli Chamber of Commerce. And as you mentioned, yes, I am proud to start ESD Czechia chapter. Let me ask you, what is your purpose? What is the key word that characterizes your journey? What's the red line that goes through all your engagement? What's the trigger? And for me, I believe that there is no coincidence, but only synchronicity, that it's truly empowerment. And I'm glad that empowerment self-defense has my keyword in it. You can see how I demonstrated this in pre-COVID times. I was bringing women delegations to Israel to get connections and latest update on technology and society. I was a speaker at TEDx, and yes, in December 2019, I met Judith Glickman, and it was truly a meeting of hearts and minds, because she showed me the world of ESD Global, the work that El Halef is doing. And she said, Linda, there is no time to wait to stop violence. So actually, I came to this violence prevention as an outsider, and I try to bring a broader perspective. And what happened? COVID came. Not only we had to shift the conference from personal meeting to online work, and Sarah and your team, congrats and thumbs up for doing such a great job. But I have witnessed personally the abuse. Opposite of empowerment, disempowerment. I have seen decades of my work being lost. I have seen how my women female clients were stripped of contracts and economic securities. Some of them stripped of their personal freedom. One client who was responsible for her family and she was earning half of family income, even after the COVID ended, she just could not go out, even to her hairdresser. Her husband got used to her being at home. Well, what is that kind of a world? And I am talking about middle to upper level families that we do not usually think as violent risk population. And we as experts know that actually there is no segment violence free. I felt powerless. And I was thinking how I can bring change as an individual. And then I realized I am not alone. There is ESD family. There is ESD principles. There is ESD know-how applicable for me. And I realized how actually we could empower others and using these 5 principles even in corporate world. So for me, ESD has truly become a way of life. And I would like to talk about 3 aspects of my ESD journey. Number 1, empowerment. Number 2, ESD as a road to activism. And number 3, ESD as a family. So let us start with empowerment. How come that we women fight as lionesses for others, for our children, for our family, for our team members, for our companies, but we fail to fight for our own? And in this aspect, what I realized was the boundary setting exercise. You know, we call it in our family of trainers, the traffic lights: green, yellow, or orange, and then red. Green, I'm okay, I feel safe. Yellow, I should pay attention. And red, this is not safe, this is not okay. And very often, we women, and research show this, we have more emotional sympathy towards others than to ourselves. And it was eye-opening for me as a trainer to do this exercise with a group of young ladies in Slovakia, because for sure they know where their boundaries are. And I hope they keep this. So back to 5 principles. And one disclaimer I forgot to say. When I am talking about women, I also have in mind other minorities, because we know that, again, based on research, minorities usually face the same challenges from the mainstream society. So let me go to 5 empowerment self-different principles and how I am applying them and how these can be implemented in corporate life. This is the tools sometimes we are lacking, together with the self-confidence that can be very much increased through the traffic light exercise. Well, since I attended ESD training in Albania, I started to think differently, not only about my security, but also about my well-being. And think is all about prevention, it's about time, it's about planning, it's about getting information. And very often we as women are saying yes too fast and no too slow, or seldom, if ever. And the theory of corporate leadership shows that from the glass ceiling, we are now more at risk with glass cliffs. That means we are giving the opportunities, so the ceiling disappeared in some countries, but we are giving the risky opportunities. We are giving the opportunities under the conditions that no one else would take. We do not negotiate for more stuff, more time, bigger budget, and so on. And this is the part of thing we can introduce in corporate right. When we get to Yale principle, meaning using your voice, I realize that now I am more confident to assert my boundaries, but at the same time, I try to be very respectful of boundaries of others. One example, I suffered a bad COVID, and even 6 months later, I cannot stand passive smoking. I just cannot breathe. Well, if you imagine very nice and long summer, actually in garden cafes or summer restaurants, it was not easy because there was always someone smoking near me. But now I have the confidence to approach them, to say what I do not want, how I feel about it. And please, could you smoke somewhere a bit farther from me? And I have not heard a single no. And imagine what a great confidence this ability of using your voice, it gives you when you can implement it in the other areas of your life. So even in small things, start saying what you want and what you don't want. It's incredible power. Run. I reevaluated some of my relationships and agreements. And it's okay. Fight. It was incredible as a trainer to experience the impact class, because that truly gave me a confidence that I can defend myself even though I do not have any martial arts background. And actually, I still feel sort of clumsy when it comes to martial arts, but I feel very comfortable when it comes to self-defense. And the last principle, tell, is my favorite. I've maintained for a long time that sharing is caring, even before I got engaged with ESD. We need to hear more women's stories. We need to hear more authentic stories. We need to hear about concerts and about difficulties. It's not always the rose garden. What I like most about ESD, that it offers tools. It's not prescriptive. It does not say you should do this or you should do that. It gives you a variety of tools and approaches, and it's up to you to choose from. Because we as women were told for too many years, decades, ages, eras, what to do and what not to do. And now we are back to seeing and to intuition that somehow we forgot to use or we do not trust. And we should start trusting ourselves again. This brings me to activism. I think I've been activist throughout my most teenage and adult life. I was only 13 when I started to participate at the demonstrations that brought down the communist regime. My favorite Czech president, Václav Havel, a leader who became a president a couple weeks after being released from communist prison, said, "Indifference to others and indifference to the fate of society is opening the doors to evil." We all know that violence is #1 health issue today, as in 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 children are exposed to it. But why don't we talk about it more? I've been to many conferences recently, and I found out that even NGO representatives, academics, and experts are not comfortable about talking about violence. One reason is that we lack data. And this is the case of the Czech Republic. When I was trying to find some latest data, I realized that there are none because we do not participate in international research programs. And I think this is a great opportunity for ESD and its network in so many countries. Let us get together and let us get the visible data. The second aspect is violence is not a trendy topic. It is a very difficult topic. However, I was born to make bridges. I was born to connect people together. I was born to raise issues that are not very mainstream. So what can we do? How can we get ESD not only to schools, NGOs, and women organizations? But for example, in the Czech Republic, I see a great potential for ESD in facilities for elderly people and in facilities for people with disabilities, because these were also very affected by pandemic. How can we try to grow our ESD family and empower people from within institution? Well, let's start talking about solutions. Let's start talking about prevention. Let's start talking about mental well-being and health. Companies care about profit and efficiency, but this is not possible if you have security concerns or even violence at workplace. People love technology, and Molly said we need more technology solutions. People love apps, and we will have one application to promote ESD training and learning. So let us make the connections between the topics that are easy and between our topic, violence prevention. I am proud that I have brought Vodafone Corporation as a speaker to this conference. And I'm looking forward to My Power app being introduced to further expand the parallels between security and technology. So let us make ESD trendy and wanted, and let us go beyond our traditional circles. And I'm really looking forward to your ideas and to our exchange, how we can do this more effectively. And this sharing brings me to the third and last topic of my speech, ESD as a family. Already Molly presented how unique and interconnected ESD is. There is a saying that friends are a family we choose on our own. And definitely I've been involved with many organizations, NGOs, women networks, professional networks on national and also on EU level. But what I have seen in ESD is totally unprecedented. The level of commitment, the level of support, encouragement, and also caring about you staying well and safe. We held each other responsible, accountable, but we also make sure we walk the talk. Once I wanted to schedule talk with Gentiana, leading ESD Europe team, on Czech national holiday, because it seemed to be the only free spot. And Gentiana kindly reminded me that actually holidays are there to take a rest. So our cause is very noble and our cause is very urgent, but do not forget to take care of yourself first. And we are here at ESD for you. Which brings me to show you how ESD is really a family. These are pictures from Albania, regards to all of you, regards to Antonella. I miss you all and I'm looking forward, but I'm grateful we have stayed in touch since. ESD Czechia is a part of ESD family. So thanks to Jamie Freeman from Martial Arts Academy to support me and to start first trainings next week. I am glad that my daughter Lada, who actually helped me with this presentation, is also interested in becoming ESD instructor, and we will offer mother and daughter courses. I am very proud to cooperate with Bianka Urbanovská from Zaseba organization in Slovakia. We started training together. And here is my newest leaflet in the Czech Republic to spread the awareness. And also many regards to some of my Czech friends who are supporting me on this call. So that brings me to the end. We are stronger together. Let us stay connected. Let us inspire, encourage, and support each other. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening from the Golden City in Europe, from the center of Prague. And I hope that we will make the training in May 2022 the biggest European ESD event ever held so far. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda. Just wanted to let you know in the chat, Dana says, love your message, dear Linda. We so deeply grateful we are having you in Czechia, starting the ESD movement here.
Thank you.
Pamela says, thank you for such an inspirational speech, Linda. And Arlene says, nice work. We are open to questions. So we have about 5 minutes for questions. If anyone has any questions, I will be sure to give them to Linda.
And yeah, I really think Dr. Jelena Nolan role, violence doesn't care about bank balance. Yes, because very often there is a myth that violence, happens with, let's say, low-income families. It's an issue of single mothers and so on. And this is another myth we need to fight.
All right. We don't have any. We don't have any other questions coming in. Just give you a couple more minutes if anybody has any questions or wants to add to the chat. Okay, one came in from Dana. How can we best help to grow Czech ESD community?
Well, thank you, Dana. I think you have been more than active. Looking forward to seeing you at one of the taster sessions. As Molly said in her speech before, there is going to be some online programs for people that are waiting for their training, can already get involved, can already get some teaching experience. After you finish the official training, this will already count towards the hours you need to train. So in Europe, there is Nina in Belgium, there is Bianca in Slovakia. Regards to my sparring partner, Antonella Cariollo. In Italy, there is a strong ESD presence in Albania, but also covering south of Europe. So anyone actually from Europe listening to us, please get in touch, and regionally we'll take care of you and we'll make sure you are involved even prior to May 2022, because the time to act is now.
Okay, and Linda, in the chat, we have Mona McDonald said, lovely and inspiring talk, thank you. And then Heather asked,
perhaps let me address Mona. Mona, thank you very much. Actually, you were my first reader. And as Molly said, After the training, you will get a mentor that will work with you for 2 years. So my regards to Mona being my mentor, really being grateful. And this only again shows you how ESD is taking care of you, how ESD provides the know-how, but also the connections that actually you can do the work.
Awesome. Okay, and a question came in from Heather. What do you anticipate as the biggest challenge in convincing corporations to support violence prevention?
Already start talking about it, because in the Czech Republic we have 2 big corporations that started platform against violence, and actually there was no one else to join them. And exactly this was the result of the conference I attended only on Thursday, and they said people do not want to talk about it. Okay, so we need to talk about the prevention, about the solutions, so people don't feel stiff and disempowered, but people seeing the tools and the solutions we offered actually see that there is a great opportunity in addressing the issue, but it's a challenge.
Thank you, Linda. Obi says, thank you, Linda. Great contributions and really thoughtful. Nikki says, thank you so much. Very informative and helpful. And Heather says, inspired by your enthusiasm, Linda.
So thank you all, and already great that we are here together. And again, thanks and sum up to Sarah and Power of XYZ for all the wonderful work you have done. And next time, hopefully, we'll be able to welcome you in the golden city of Prague.
We can't wait. We were very sad to not get to come visit you in Prague and look forward to the opportunity to do so. Thank you, Linda, for everything that you are doing in the Czech Republic with Europe for women's empowerment. It's inspiring and it is so awesome to know you. So thank you so much.
Honored to be here.
Okay, we have a break coming up, and so we'll have about 13 minutes until the next sessions start. The next sessions are on the agenda, and so after the break, we'll have Anat Errol, who will be teaching ESD courses. We'll speak on teaching ESD courses to transgender people, and then also we have Jennifer Storm, and she will be talking about her awakening, which is also a book. She's a victim's advocate. So very exciting topics coming up, and we will start in about 13 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. And I put down my address so everyone who wants can get in touch with me. Bye-bye.